They say the highway is empty at night. That once the sun goes down, the road belongs to truckers and no one else. No traffic. No noise. No witnesses. Just miles of darkness stretching into nowhere. But if you ask the drivers who've been out there long enough, they'll tell you something different. They'll tell you the road is never really empty. Especially after midnight. Tonight's story comes from a long-haul driver who spent years crossing the same forgotten highways, night after night. Until one trip, when something started talking back. His name was Daniel Carter. 15 years driving cross-country routes. Clean record. No accidents. No incidents. He preferred night shifts. Less traffic. Less stress. Just him, the truck, and the road. Every night followed the same rhythm. Fuel stop. Coffee. Check the tires. Then hours of uninterrupted driving through endless darkness. The only company he kept was his CB radio. Most nights, it was just static. Occasionally, another driver would break through, sharing road conditions, warnings, or just passing the time. But after a while, even that faded. Some stretches of highway were so empty, it felt like the world had forgotten them. Daniel liked it that way. Until the first night, the signal came through. It was just after midnight. 12:03 a.m., to be exact. Daniel noticed it because his digital clock flickered slightly, something it never did. Then the radio crackled. Not unusual. But this time, it didn't fade. It sharpened. Focused. And then? A voice. Low. Distorted. You're coming up on mile marker 217. Daniel frowned. That was odd, but not impossible. Truckers sometimes called out locations. Still, something felt off. He hadn't said anything. Hadn't asked for updates. And yet, the voice continued. There's a wreck ahead. 2 cars. Blocking the right lane. Daniel's grip tightened slightly on the wheel. Slow down. The signal cut out. Just like that. Static returned. Silence filled the cab again. He hesitated, then eased off the accelerator. A few miles later, he saw it. Flashing lights. 2 crushed vehicles. Right lane blocked. Exactly like the voice said. The next night, it happened again. 12:03 a.m. Same flicker. Same static. Same voice. You'll see debris on the shoulder, tire fragments. Daniel didn't respond. Didn't ask questions. He just listened. And again. The voice was right. Night after night, it continued. Always at the same time. Always warning him. Always correct. At first, Daniel told himself it was just another driver. Maybe someone tracking the same route. Maybe coincidence. But something didn't sit right. The voice never responded to him. No matter what he said. Breaker 19, you copy. Nothing. Just silence until the next message. A week passed. 7 nights. 7 warnings. 7 confirmations. Then, on the 8th night, something changed. 12:03 a.m. The radio crackled to life. But this time, the voice didn't start with the road. It started with him. You're tired tonight. Daniel froze. His eyes flicked to the rearview mirror. Empty. You almost missed your last exit. His chest tightened. That was true. But he hadn't told anyone. Your left hand keeps slipping on the wheel. Daniel slowly lifted his hand. It was damp with sweat. The voice continued. Calm. Unmoving. You should keep both hands steady. Daniel didn't turn off the radio. Didn't stop the truck. He just kept driving, heart pounding quietly beneath the hum of the engine. The next night, he waited. 12:03 a.m. Right on time. The voice returned. Don't look in the rearview mirror. Daniel's breath caught. There's nothing you need to see back there. His fingers tightened. The mirror sat just above his line of sight. Still. Silent. Waiting. Keep your eyes on the road. The voice softened slightly. Almost concerned. If you look, it will notice. He made it 3 nights without looking. 3 long, silent drives. But curiosity. Fear. Something heavier. It built inside him. Until the 4th night. 12:03 a.m. You're thinking about it again. The voice sounded closer now. Clearer. You shouldn't. Daniel swallowed. His eyes flicked upward. Just for a second. The mirror reflected the empty road behind him. Nothing there. He exhaled. A small, nervous laugh escaped him. You looked. The voice changed. Not calm anymore. Not distant. Closer. Now it knows. Daniel never finished that route. His truck was found days later. Parked on the side of the highway. Engine still running. Lights still on. Door wide open. No signs of struggle. No footprints. No explanation. Just one thing. The CB radio. Still active. Still crackling. And every night. At exactly 12:03 a.m. Drivers passing through that stretch of road report the same thing. A voice. Breaking through the static. Calm. Precise. Watching. You're coming up on mile marker 217. If you're driving tonight, and your radio turns on by itself, don't answer it. Most truckers will tell you. There are stretches of road in this country that don't make sense. Highways that go on longer than they should. Exits that don't appear on any map. Places you only find when you're not supposed to. They don't talk about them often. Not because they don't remember, but because they wish they could forget. Tonight's story comes from a long-haul driver who made a stop. At a place that wasn't there before. And wasn't there after. His name was Marcus Hale. 10 years on the road. Mostly night routes through the Midwest, long, empty highways where you could drive for hours without seeing another vehicle. He didn't mind the isolation. In fact, he preferred it. Less noise. Less distraction. Just the road and the rhythm of the engine. That night started like any other. Fuel topped off. Logbook updated. Coffee in the cup holder. He was running behind schedule, trying to make up lost time. The road stretched endlessly in front of him. Flat. Quiet. Too quiet. It was close to 2 a.m. when he saw it. A sign. Old. Slightly tilted. Barely visible in the darkness. Rest stop, 1 mile. Marcus frowned. He didn't remember a rest stop on this stretch. He'd driven this route dozens of times. Still, he was tired. And a quick stop wouldn't hurt. A mile later? He saw the exit. The road curved off the highway into darkness. No overhead lights. No other vehicles in sight. Then, a faint glow appeared ahead. Dim. Flickering. As he pulled in, the place came into view. A small parking lot. A single building. And a diner with a buzzing neon sign. A few trucks were parked nearby. But something felt wrong. Too still. Too quiet. Marcus stepped inside. The bell above the door rang softly. The diner was warm. Dimly lit. A few people sat at booths. Not eating. Not talking. Just sitting. There was a waitress behind the counter. She didn't smile. Didn't greet him. Just looked at him. Like she already knew he was there. Marcus ordered coffee. The waitress poured it slowly. Her eyes never left his. Then she said something. Quiet. Flat. You weren't supposed to stop here. Marcus laughed nervously. Thought it was a joke. But no one else laughed. No one even moved. The air felt heavier. Thicker. And suddenly, the place didn't feel warm anymore. Marcus stood up. Left cash on the counter. Walked out quickly. The night air hit him hard. Cold. Sharp. He looked around the lot. And froze. His truck was gone. The other trucks were still there. But now, they looked different. Rust covering the metal. Windows cracked. Tires half deflated. Like they'd been sitting there. For years. Decades. Marcus stumbled back. Heart racing. Then he saw it. One of the trucks. Driver's side door. Scratched into the metal. Marcus Hale. Marcus was never reported missing. Because, officially, he never stopped. His truck was found days later. Hundreds of miles down the highway. Exactly where it should have been. Logbook untouched. Fuel unchanged. No record of any stop. But truckers who pass that stretch of road late at night still talk about it. A dim exit. A flickering sign. A place that shouldn't exist. And if you ever see it, keep driving. Because if you stop, you might not leave. Some places aren't meant to be found. And some roads don't let you go. There are rules every trucker learns eventually. Rules that aren't written down. Rules no one officially teaches you. But if you've been on the road long enough, you start to understand them. Don't stop on empty roads unless you have to. Don't trust every signal you hear on the radio. And most importantly, don't pick up hitchhikers. Not at night. Not out there. Because sometimes they don't want to ride. Sometimes they're just waiting for someone who won't say no. Tonight's story comes from a driver who broke that rule. Just once. And never got the chance to fix it. His name was Ethan Cole. 8 years on the road. Mostly long-haul routes, quiet highways that stretched across empty land where the sky felt too wide and the world too still. Ethan wasn't the type to believe in ghost stories. Didn't care much for superstition. To him, the road was simple. Miles. Fuel. Time. Get from point A to point B. That's it. That night, he was running a late shift. Behind schedule. Pushing through fatigue like most drivers do. The highway was empty. No headlights in front of him. No taillights behind him. Just darkness and the steady rhythm of tires on asphalt. It was sometime after 3 a.m. when he saw it. At first, just a shape. Barely visible on the side of the road. Standing still. Ethan slowed slightly. His headlights stretched forward, cutting through the darkness. And the shape became clearer. A man. Standing at the edge of the highway. Not waving. Not signaling. Just waiting. Ethan hesitated. Every instinct told him to keep driving. But something about the way the man stood there. Still. Silent. Almost patient. It felt wrong to leave him. So Ethan slowed the truck. Pulled over. The brakes hissed softly. The truck came to a stop. The man didn't move. Until the door unlocked. Then slowly. He stepped forward. The passenger door opened. The man climbed in. No greeting. No eye contact. He just sat down, closed the door, and faced forward. Ethan glanced at him. Pale skin. Dark clothes. No bag. No phone. Nothing. Where you headed? Ethan asked. The man didn't answer. Just lifted his hand and pointed forward. The truck moved again. Back onto the highway. The silence inside the cab felt heavier now. Thicker. Ethan tried again. You got a name? Nothing. No response. The man didn't move. Didn't blink. Didn't even breathe, as far as Ethan could tell. Just sat there. Facing forward. Hours passed. Or at least, it felt like hours. But something was off. The road didn't change. The same stretch. The same signs. Repeating. Ethan checked the clock. It was still 3:17 a.m. Ethan's hands tightened on the wheel. This isn't funny, he said. Still nothing. Then, slowly, the man turned his head. For the first time, his eyes met Ethan's. Dark. Empty. And he spoke. You already passed where I died. The GPS flickered. Glitched. Then rerouted. Recalculating. The map shifted. Turning the route around. Back the way they came. Ethan's chest tightened. No, he whispered. But the truck kept moving. And the road brought them back. Again. And again. And again. Ethan's truck was found weeks later. Engine cold. Parked on the side of the same highway. No signs of struggle. No damage. No explanation. But inside, there were two sets of footprints. One in the driver's seat. And one in the passenger side. And if you drive that road late enough, you might see him standing there, waiting. And if you stop, he won't ask where you're going, because he already knows. If you ever see someone standing alone on an empty highway at night, keep driving.